Welcome csc200 class, and this is a public service announcement regarding PythonAnywhere. I sent out an email and I also posted an announcement, but I thought it'd be nice to just make a quick video just to show you what I'm talking about, since not everybody reads all the emails and not everybody reads the announcements past the read more part. So I just want to show you once again that when I go into PythonAnywhere as an instructor, I could go down here and I could see everybody in the list, and I could typically get into your accounts. Now if I go to RM Homer right now, I can go into I can see his consoles, I could see his files, I could see his databases, I could see everything. I could go down here and I could see an open console. He was supposed to have an open console, but now when I go here, it looks like it reset. So I've been seeing that recently. I never had a problem in the beginning. For the first exercise or two, I was able to go in and see everybody's open console, but lately I've been going in here and things have been closing, so I just want to point something out. I'll just hit back here, and I'll go into one that I can see. If I go into, here's another student here, I'll go into this one because I know I can see this console. If I go into their president's console, I'll see all the work that they did, and that's typically what I do, and I even put a little message down here. But what I'm recommending to do now, because some of these have been closing out and then all your work is gone. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that, obviously everything you did is gone, because if you have a working code file, I could just go into your files and into your databases, and I could look at your working code and I could see that you did all of your queries correctly, and I could see how you did all of your queries. And again, you should make a new working code for each exercise. So if you did one for presidents, do one for presidents, foreign key, etc. Now, one thing I recommend, and I'll go back into this console, that when you're done, to copy this. Now, I did this as a recommendation at first, but I'd say definitely do this now, because you could lose everything, and it's better off just having all your output done, because then it's harder to go through it. So selecting all and copying can sometimes be an issue. So what you can do is, if you just go up here and highlight the first line or whatever's there, and then you scroll all the way down to the bottom, wherever that is, and then if you shift click at the bottom, it will copy all of your code, and then you can Control C or Command C, whatever you're working on, and then you could copy it, and you could copy it to different places. If I'm on a Mac, I might go to Text Edit and just make a new text file and paste it here and save it as a text file, and save it as a TXT, not RTF or anything like that, and it'll look exactly like it looked in the console. That's one way. You could go into VS Code, make a new file, and just paste it here and put it into VS Code, and then save it as a text file, as a TXT. Just put .txt at the end. You could do that if you work in VS Code or anything like that. That's something you can do. I'll just quit out of here. And also another option you can also do, if I go back here, if I already copied this, I could go back here, and then remember, always open this in a new tab. I'm going to click on here and go to Files and do Control click or right click and say Open a new tab. And I'm doing in this file here. And then if you go in your databases and you just want to call this whatever it is, I'll just call this EX3 console, and I'm just going to put sample. It's not a real one here, but I'm just going to put it in. I'll put .txt, make sure it's a text file, and I'll just hit new file. And then I could paste it here, and there's the same thing. So you can save it in here too. And this is going to be safe in here. The only thing that's not safe is just leaving the console open, where initially I could get in there and there wasn't a problem, but lately they've been closing up. So if you save this, then I could always go and see your console. I know it's more work doing this, going into your files and doing that, but at least it's saved and I can get to it. You don't have to upload it. If you have your text in here for your EX3 console, for your foreign keys, whatever it is, I'll give you more instructions on doing that, but that way I could go in and see that, so it's kind of safe in here. And if for whatever reason I go to your console, like I go, oh, I'm going to check out this console, and I go to the console, and I'm like, oh, there's nothing here, then there's a problem. But if you already did all the work and you copied it and you put it in your text file, so again, you can do that. You could put it in your files there, and it's going to be safe in there. There's no problem with the files. When I go in here, I'm always going to be able to go into your databases folder and see your files. Here's your text file. I could go back. I could see your SQL file, your working code file, just as long as you name those things appropriately for each exercise. And we're not going to do this all semester. Remember, this was just kind of online in the beginning, getting used to creating databases and writing queries, but we're going to be using AMPs pretty soon, which will bring its own kind of sharing issues to light when we do that, but it should be a little more stable than always working online. So for your working code, write your queries here. That way you can copy your queries and paste them into the console when you're working. And then if there's ever a problem, you have them here. You have all your queries saved. This is really your work. You're just, if anything happened, you're just losing your output. You're going over here, and if you go somewhere else, if I just look at, if I go to RM Homa here and I look at his and I go, wait a minute, where's your output? You could say, oh, I have it saved in a text file. And also, if you do have it saved in a text file, even if you did it in here, even if you went here and I went back to my files, even if you had a text file here and you had to upload it to me or something, you could always download this thing. And of course, I have to right-click to download it because it'll open up in a tab. And I'll just do Save Link As, and I'll just save this to my desktop right now. Let's say you were going to share this with me. Now, again, you don't have to share your SQL files because I'll always see them, and I could always go in and look at them. But if you wanted to upload this to me for whatever reason, although actually there is no reason, but you could put it in comments, but there's no reason. If you leave it in here, it's fine. I'll be able to get to it. I could just go in here and look at it, and there it is. So you don't even have to upload it. So that's all you have to do. If you did it in VS Code or somewhere else like that, you could upload it to there and I could see it, or you could always do this, and maybe I should do that again. I'm going to go back again and do this. I'll download this, I'll right-click, I'll download it, and I'll save it to my desktop, and there it is, and it's on my desktop. Now, if I wanted to upload it for whatever reason, I'll go to, if I go into coursework, and let's say it's for this exercise, and I want to put my console output so I see it. I could go in here, and I can add a comment. And this is where you usually put, hey, console is ready. And you could still do that if you have your console open. And then here, if you want to just upload your text file, instead of pasting all your text file in here, you could go to this thing, this insert file. And I'm just going to go to my desktop. And of course, I have to go in here and hit upload. And I'm just going to go to my desktop or wherever you have these files stored. Obviously, you'd probably want to put it in a folder, but I just put it on my desktop for right now. And here's my file, and I could just hit open and insert, and there it is. And I could hit save. So that's another way to, instead of using like an upload button, you could put it in here, just use this insert and then just hit save, and that way console's ready, I have your console output here, and then at least you know that your SQL files are in there. So I'm sorry about the extra work. We're trying to do this online, and we don't have a lot of options to work with databases online. So this is what we're doing so far, and we're going to do some other things as the semester goes on. So hope that helps a little bit in addition to the announcement and the email that I sent.